Sydney is here with Kids Lab Live. It is week 5 of the summer challenge. I have a question for you. Who likes dinosaurs? Yeah, at my house, we love dinosaurs. We play with dinosaur toys, we read books about dinosaurs, and we love to learn the different names for dinosaurs, the things that they ate, what part of the world they lived in. There's so much to learn about dinosaurs that lived so long ago. You know, there's a special type of science that studies plants or animals that lived millions of years ago. It's called paleontology. A paleontologist is a special scientist who looks for fossils or the remains of things that lived millions of years ago. In order to learn things about the dinosaurs, the type of plants that grew, other mammals or organisms that lived millions of years ago, scientists have to look for fossils preserved way down deep under the ground. They can dig through rocks and dirt way down into the soil to find things like bones, teeth, imprints of a leaf or a plant, even nests and footprints. Help paleontologists learn about the way dinosaurs lived and the kind of things that they did. You know, dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago, so we're never going to see a real live dinosaur on Earth anymore. But discovering fossils is a great way to learn more about them. You know, paleontologists have to be very, very careful with the fossils that they find. They're really rare and special. That's why scientists need to use the right tools for the job. Today we're going to make our own fossils, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that you might need for the job. Scientists use some different kinds of hammers and brushes in order to keep the fossils protected, but also clean them up and discover things about them. So we're going to use a plastic knife, a pretend screwdriver, and different size paintbrushes with our made-at-home fossils. This way, we don't break the special things inside, but we can get the dirt, the rocks, and the grime all off of our fossil and make it nice and clean. Let me show you the science project that we're going to work on today. It's our very own fossil. Miss Sydney made a creation with something special hidden inside. So our job is to act like a paleontologist and chisel away this dirt, dust off what's inside, and discover what we can learn from fossils. I'm going to show you a list of ingredients that you will need to recreate this experiment at home. Are you ready to get started? So to make your own fossil at home, you're going to need these 3 different materials to create the hard rock-like substance on the outside. You will need flour, sand, dirt, and then you'll need some water to help mash it together so you can create a circle fossil like this. You will also need some toy dinosaurs or some kind of small artifact that you could put inside. Remember, paleontologists didn't just study dinosaurs. They studied lots of different living organisms from millions of years ago. Plants, other animals that lived, fish inside the water. So any small toy like that would work. There's also another type of science that's very similar to paleontology. It's called archaeology. And archaeology is the study of what people did in civilizations long time ago. They look for things like tools, pottery, weapons, and evidence that people lived a long time ago. So if you don't have a plastic dinosaur or animal at your house, you could put in any type of thing and still discover it in a fossil, because that's still part of science. I'm going to do this activity with all of my ingredients outside because it has dirt and it can get a little messy. So come on outside to my back porch with me and I will show you how we can make our very own fossils together. Okay, friends, we're ready to get started with our science project today, making our own fossils. So first, Miss Sydney grabbed her dinosaurs. You'll see I took 4 little plastic dinosaurs that I found around my house, and this is what we're going to put inside of the fossils we create. So I'm going to set these friends aside and get a big empty bowl. And what you'll need for this science project is first a 1/2 cup of sand. Miss Sydney had play sand at her house, so I used that. And you'll see my measuring cup here says 1/2 a cup. I'm going to use this same measuring cup for my other ingredients, but I need a full cup of those. How many scoops will I need to take to equal 1 full cup? If this is a 1/2 cup. Yes, I will need 2 scoops. Great job. So in addition to our sand, we will need some flour. We need a whole cup of flour. So how many half scoops should I put in? Very good. 2 of these scoops. Can you count with me? 1, 2. And I put that in a big bowl as well. Next, we are going to need some dirt or potting soil. Miss Sydney's going to use the potting soil that she plants her outside plants in, but if you just have some dirt at your house, that works perfectly. Remember, our fossils aren't going to grow. We just need to make this material so they get nice and hard and we can uncover them. So remind me, how many scoops will I need to make a whole cup? 1, 2. Very good. So I've got my 2 scoops. So we've added our potting soil, we've added our flour, and we've added our sand. The last ingredient that we need is water. We also need a full cup of water, but Miss Sydney poured this already, so it's nice and in my pitcher. So I'm going to take the water and pour it all over our mixture. And then I'm going to use a spoon, and I'm going to stir it together. So you want the sand, the flour, and the dirt to be really well blended together. If you're extra brave, you don't need to use a spoon. You can just stick your hands right in there and mash it all together. We're going to get it nice and combined, lots of stirring. I want to make sure the sand and the dirt especially get really well mixed because sand sometimes has a tendency to sink to the bottom. So once you've got it nice and mixed, you'll see it turns into this brown, sticky consistency. I can scoop it up in my spoon and it goes splat. What you're going to do is take your dinosaurs and get them all covered up with that material and then place them on a cookie sheet with like a piece of wax paper, maybe parchment paper on top. So after you mix your mixture together and make sure everything's nice and blended, you can use your spoon to scoop or your hands to pack it all together and hide your dinosaur inside. You're going to set it on the cookie sheet with this protective piece of paper just like this. And then you're going to place it somewhere in the sun so they can get nice and dry. Remember, if you don't have plastic dinosaurs at your house, there's all sorts of different things that you could put inside your fossils. Things like rocks or shells, any little small toy. Because remember, archaeologists didn't just look for dinosaur bones. Some of them do. They're called paleontologists. But other archaeologists will look for things that are buried deep under the earth from civilizations a long time ago. They'll look for other things in nature like shells and rock fossils, sometimes even fish bones or other type of animals. So if you don't have dinosaurs, you can still do this activity. So Miss Sydney's going to place this outside in the sun. It's going to take about half a day for these to get nice and dry, especially depending on how big you made them. Miss Sydney wanted gigantic fossils. So I'll practice my patience. Then once they're all finished, you break out your tools and get to excavating.